It's a long drive to Croker from here. In ways even longer for the fans. The effort, I can tell you, it's worth it. Even today, I can still hear it. The roar of the hill. It's gonna be something else.
You're all very welcome back to Aughrim here this evening for the second of our Group 2 matches in the Bowman Platform Higher Football Championship for 2021. Baltinglass and Rathnew are just finishing their warm-ups here. They're about to take the field in what should be an absolute cracker here in Aughrim. All the weather forecast said we were going to have a terrible day. It's turned out to be a really good evening here. Wind, as it always is, into the town goal here in Aughrim is probably the only thing that'll affect the game. We'll give you a quick run through the teams. First up, we'll have Baltinglass. They're county champions at the minute as it stands. It's in goal is Mark Jackson, number 2 David Gettins, 3 Kevin Murphy, and 4 is Keane Lee. Patrick Burke, Billy Cullen and Thomas Burke make up the half back line. Patter Burke and Sean Doody in the middle of the field. Stephen Heaslip, Johnny Keogh and Jason Kendi in the half forward line, with Chris Heaslip, Adam McHugh and John McGrath in that ever dangerous full forward line. For Rathnew, on the Rathnew team we have Johnny Byrne in goal. Paul Merrigan and JT Hayden and Jack Healy make up the full back line. Ronan Manley, Jamie Snell, and number 7 is another, but Warren Kavanagh will wear the number 7 jersey this evening. Kieran Coffey and Theo Smith are in the middle of the field. Sam O'Dowd, Nicky Mariner and Jonah Graham make up the half forward line, with James Stafford, Sean Coffey and number 15 Edward Doyle is replaced by number 18 Owen Doyle. Unfortunately, on the Rathnew side of things, we don't have any subs named on our list, so if there's a bit of confusion later on in the game, it can't be helped from our point of view. As I said, referee is John Keenan. Brendan Furlong and Martin Malloy are his linesmen for the day. This should be a real cracker. Lots of rivalry down the years between these two teams. Both won 8 in a row in their day. They were always knocking on the door of one another. Huge. Baltinglass are champions, as I said. Rathnew will be eager to knock them off their perch. Rathnew, for some say they got out of jail last week against Bray, but they done what Rathnew teams have done down the years, and they grounded out, got to penalties and won on penalties, and they're here this evening, and no one would back against the Rathnew team in Aughrim any day. So as I said, both teams are lining up. Theo Smith and Kevin Murphy, the respective captains, taking the toss in the middle of the field here. Be interesting to see. The first game was a very tight affair. We're swapping over by the looks of things. Rathnew will play against the wind in the first half. If I have my judging right on what went on down there, a bit of lip reading going on. It looks like they're going to change around. So the first game, a really tight game. Pats Grounda, who win 9 points to 8 against Arklow Gers. Wasn't probably the prettiest game of football. It certainly didn't lack anything in intensity and wholeheartedness from both sides. And as I said, both teams in their huddle now, just giving the last few directions to one another. We'll see how this one goes. Again, it's a feast of football in Wicklow this weekend in all competitions. We've some great games. Ballymanus, Kilcool in the intermediate tomorrow. Carnew and Hollywood up in Baltinglass this evening. There's games galore and they're all crackers. Tinnahealy Blessing tomorrow in the senior Group 2. Avondale Dunard. It's a real top class weekend of football in the county. So as I said, we're just waiting for the field to be cleared of the cones and what you have, and we're ready to rock and roll. Pitch looks in good condition. A lot of traffic over the last couple of weeks on the pitch, but the lads have done a great job here. The groundsmen, to be fair, and looks really good. So John Keenan waits patiently in the middle of the field. The team's line out. Rathnew will play with that breeze in the first half into the town goal. They'll defend the Herbst end. Baltinglass opting to play against it, you would imagine. The field just about cleared now, and we're just about ready to rock and roll here in Aughrim, as I said, for the second of our Group 2 games in the Bowman Platform Higher Football Championship for 2021. Old foes, old rivals. We're about to... No, actually, Rathnew will defend. They're swapping over here. Rathnew will defend, play against the wind in the first half, so... Be interesting to see how they set up against this wind. Very dangerous looking full forward line in there with Chris Heaslip, Adam McHugh and John McGrath. Those lads done a lot of damage in last year's championship on Baltinglass's march to their 23rd title. John Keenan checks his watches. The ball is in. The game is on. We're ready to rock and roll. Touchdown there by Kieran Coffey as far as Theo Smith. Rathnew come raiding early. Smith solos forward with the ball. Padder Burke tries to get back on. Long diagonal ball into James Stafford. Gets a hand on it. Pushes it out as far as Sean Coffey. Coffey has his kick but goes to the left of the post and wide. Unlucky there. It was almost a good start there for the Rathnew men, but first wide of the game comes to Sean Coffey in there, but again you can see what the idea is going to be from this Rathnew team. That long diagonal ball into the tall men inside. Mark Jackson ready to take this kick out. Jackson goes long. Huge kick from Jackson with the wind in his back all the way down, but brilliantly taken by Kieran Coffey in the middle of the field. Kicked in here as far as Sam O'Dowd. I think that is out as far as Nicky Merner. Merner twists and turns, has a look, goes cross field there. Good ball all the way across as far as Theo Smith. Smith picks up the ball at the second attempt. Little fumble. He's tackled strongly there by Sean Doody. Doody turns him over, gets the ball as far as Johnny Keogh. Nicky Merner has a bite at him, but Keogh tries to orchestrate things, comes back with the ball. Good tackle there from Jack Healy in on Johnny Keogh. Gets the ball as far as Thomas Burke. Burke works the way out as far as Padder Burke. Gets the ball into Billy Cullen. Cullen, the number 6, long ball in looking for John McGrath. McGrath gets a hand on it. There's 2 men there. Oh, it's broken inside to Stephen Heaslip. Danger here. Heaslip gives it back out to Grendio and blasts a shot wide there. John McGrath blasts a shot wide after taking the ball from Jason Kendi there. Hectic start to this one, alright. No score on the board yet, but both teams not afraid to attack here. Kick out is taken, goes all the way out under the stand. Brilliantly taken by Jack Healy on the move. Gives the ball in as far as Jonah Graham. Graham, a little bit of green grass in front of him now. Has a look, pops a hand pass inside as far as Sean Coffey. Coffey right out under the scoreboard. Oh, he slips inside Kevin Murphy. Brilliant play by Coffey. Has a look up, rides the tackle, gets the ball back as far as Owen Dial. Oh, just slips away, but there's a foul on Sean Coffey. Coffey causing all sorts of trouble for Kevin Murphy in their early doors. It's a free into Rathnew in the early stages of this one. Just 2 minutes on the clock, and surely Rathnew will take the opportunity to go a point in front there. But brilliant play by Sean Coffey to give Kevin Murphy the slip in along the end line there, and it could have been very dangerous for Baltinglass. Free will be taken by Owen Dial. Marks his spot and has a look. Quick solo to settle himself down, and should be a fairly straightforward for the young marksman. Kicks this one high and kicks it over the bar. Rathnew lead in Aughrim here. 3 minutes on the clock. It's a point to no score. Mark Jackson to take this kick out. Baltinglass set up, don't look to be going short. Huge kick again out underneath the press box here. Brilliant kick out as far as Pat Burke. Brilliantly taken by Burke. Looked like a throw from here into Sean Doody. Low ball down the line as far as Johnny Keogh in a little bit of space now. Charges forward inside the forward. Brilliant ball in looking for John McGrath. McGrath slips the ball off to Adam McHugh or to Christopher Heaslip. Chris Heaslip kicks this one high and kicks it over the bar. Brilliant score by Baltinglass. Brilliant movement down the field and just opened up the Rathnew defence there. Lovely diagonal balls, lovely runs, and it's high and over the bar from Chris Heaslip. It's a level game, it's 1 point apiece. Rathnew go to short to Nicky Murner. Murner's gobbled up by 3 white jerseys straight away, but gets his hand pass off. Does really well, Murner, there to get the ball to Warren Kavanagh. Kavanagh has a look up, solos, comes back inside with the ball, needs support, gets support from Kieran Coffey. Coffey gives it back as far as Nicky Murner. Murner wearing 11 deep in his own half. Johnny Keogh wearing 11 tries to tackle him, but Murner gives him the slip, kicks a little pass out. No one is running for this one on, but Kieran Coffey's going to make it first. Patter Burke shoulders him out over the line, shoulders him in the back and shoulders him unfairly, says John Keenan. It's a free right on the sideline here for Kieran Coffey. He goes inside as far as Nicky Murner. Game is very open here, lots of lads in a lot of space early doors. I didn't expect it to be this open, and again it's Kieran Coffey in a lot of space here on this side of the field. Pops it off to Warren Kavanagh. Kavanagh gives the ball inside as far as Sam O'Dowd. O'Dowd on the run gives it as far as Sean Coffey. Oh, brilliant score from Rathnew. A wonderful kick from Coffey high and over the bar. A great game of football developing here already. It's just under 5 minutes gone. 2 points to Rathnew, 1 to Baltinglass. And it's a humdinger already here in Aughrim. As I said, it's more of an open game of football than I was expecting. Huge kick down the field, monster of a kick straight in onto the chest of Patter Burke. Burke has a look up, goes high, goes diagonal again. Heaslip is underneath, brilliantly taken by Ronan Manley. Manley pops it out as far as Jonah Graham. Graham deep back in his own half now, gives the ball to Kieran Coffey, pops it as far as Theo Smith. Smith 65 yards out from his own goal, gives the ball in as far as Warren Kavanagh. Kavanagh gets a look up to Nicky Murner. Oh, good tackle by Billy Cullen, brilliant play by Cullen, knocks the ball away and continues his run up the line. He's in a bit of space here. Cullen takes the ball at the second attempt, pops it off inside to Adam McHugh. McHugh has a look, steadies himself, kicks it high and just drifts to the right of the post and wide. Unlucky from McHugh there, but it's a hugely entertaining game, this one. Both sides hell bent on attacking. There's no real blanket defences or anything here. Lots of space on both sides, and both sides just want to play football here. As Theo Smith gives the ball to Ronan Manley. Manley carries forward, has a look, gives it to Nicky Murner. Murner, the outlet at number 11. Already in this game we can see that's how Rathnew want to play. Gets the ball low in as far as James Stafford. Lovely flick up by Stafford, the big man. Gets the better of Keenley, pushes him to one side. He's still going, Stafford. There's danger here. Pops it in as far as Sean Coffey. Gives the ball to Owen Doyle, but continued his run and blocked the player there, James Stafford, I think, and the ball is moved up by John Keenan for advice that he wasn't happy to take. Stephen Heaslip has the ball in hand, pops the ball down in front of Johnny Keogh. Keogh out in front, pops it back as far as Sean Doody. Doody has a look at his options, goes back as far as Johnny Keogh. Lovely little ball in front of Adam McHugh. McHugh is out in front of JT Hayden. Good turn by McHugh, has a look, thought about shooting, pops the ball in here as far as Patter Burke. Burke pops it back as far as McHugh. McHugh won't have the legs to get there. Brilliantly taken by Johnny Byrne in the goal. Turns back and marshals his square really well. Gives the ball out as far as Jamie Snell, and now it's Rathnew's turn to try and build from the back. 2 points to the good here, Rathnew. Playing into this breeze, they'll be happy enough with that, but a loose pass there, a collision of bodies in the middle of the field, and it's Sean Doody that picks up the pieces. Oh, brilliant ball in as far as John McGrath. McGrath twists and turns, the familiar pose of McGrath, but that one's gone to the left of the post and gone wide as well. And another chance gone a begging for the Baltinglass men. Kick out taken quickly by Johnny Byrne. It's intercepted by Baltinglass and Stephen Heaslip inside. Oh, it's intercepted by JT Hayden. Adam McHugh tried to pick a little pass into John McGrath in space inside, but brilliant hand on it there by Hayden. Gets his team out of trouble. The ball is in the hands of Sam O'Dowd. O'Dowd runs from deep, gives the ball in as far as Kieran Coffey. Coffey gets it back as far as Nicky Murner. Back to Coffey. Coffey on a lot of ball early. The two Coffeys have been already in this game, having a huge influence so far. Ronan Manley gets this one, goes all the way across the field and into the hands of Jamie Snell. Snell finds Jonah Graham. Graham has a look up, kicks a long ball into, brilliant ball into Theo Smith. Smith has a look on the run, kicks this one high, but it's gone to the right of the post and wide. And wides all of a sudden are the order of the day on both sides here. After it's been a brilliant start to this game. It's end-to-end football, 8.5 minutes gone, 3 points to 1 to Rathnew here. Baltinglass just taking a few minutes to settle into this one. Brilliant kick again, but just eludes Jason Kennedy and goes out over the line. Ball is in the hands of Jack Healy. Healy looking for his options, goes as far as Sam O'Dowd. Nicked the little ball into Sam O'Dowd. O'Dowd now sizes up his options right in the middle of the field here. Dummies. Gives it back to Healy. Healy has a look up. Solos again. He'll go to give the ball back to Warren Kavanagh. Kavanagh as far as Kieran Coffey here. Coffey looks up, goes for a ball inside to Sean Coffey. Brilliant ball it is as well. Well taken inside. Back out to Owen Doyle. Doyle sizes up his options. Plays a little ball back as far as Sean Coffey. Back out to Kieran Coffey here. Rathnew just trying to find a hole in this Baltinglass defence. Not an easy thing to do. What Sam O'Dowd has found on. He's got through it. Just ball knocked away at the right time. Sean Coffey on the run. Kicks this one high. Kicks it over the bar. Brilliant score again by Sean Coffey. He's really having a good start to this one. 9 minutes in. That's his second point from play from Sean Coffey. And he's causing a few problems in there for the Baltinglass full back line. You would have thought the start of the game he was just going to be a target in there, but he's really shown his worth. He's kicked 2 great scores and was unlucky there. He won a free as well, so high kick out, brilliant kick out again as far as Pat Burke. Burke takes it on the run, gives it into Pat Burke. Little one to a Pat Burke and he's away. Danger here for Rathnew. Burke just overruns the ball, takes an extra touch, gets the ball back as far as Johnny Keogh. Keogh pops a little pass in as far as Adam McHugh twists and turns, gets it back to Keogh. Good play by Baltinglass in a tight space, but again it's kicked to the left of the post and wide, and another wide for Baltinglass. They're racking up the wides with this wind in their back. They may not be happy with that. 4 wides is already for Baltinglass. Kick out goes as far as Jonah Graham. Ball breaks away though and is picked up by Christopher Heaslip. Heaslip has a look around at his options. Gets the ball out to Adam McHugh. McHugh pops it back to Heaslip. Heaslip on the run here. Pacey player. Kicks this one high. Kicks it over the bar. His second score of the game. And it's 4 points to 2 here in Aughrim. 2 points for Baltinglass. 2 points for Chris Heaslip at the minute. And you can't take your eyes off this one. Johnny Byrne will take this kick out. It goes as far as Theo Smith, just hung up in the air a little bit, knocked it down as far as Johnny Keogh. Keogh boxes the ball in as far as John McGrath. McGrath just stands up, takes a second touch. Good play, brilliant play there by Paul Merrigan. Wins the ball back, gets it out as far as Theo Smith. Smith solos with the ball. He's 21 yards out from his own goal. Gives it to Kieran Coffey. Little 1-2 and Smith is back in possession. He's looking for options. He gets one of those options is out on the far side, and it's Ronan Manley. He gets the ball out as far as Jack Healy. Healy pops a little ball off to Nicky Marner. Marner in possession. Gives it to Theo Smith. Back to Nicky Marner. Marner again seems to be pulling the strings here around the middle of the field. Does well. Gets the ball to Sam O'Dowd. O'Dowd kicks a long ball in, good ball in as far as Owen Doyle. Doyle is out in front, good hand in there by David Gettins, good play, but he still gets the ball as far as Warren Kavanagh. Kavanagh with a brilliant ball in as far as Sean Coffey, but the defence does just enough, and this time Kevin Murphy comes out with it, gets it as far as Patter Burke. Burke fires a hand pass over as far as Cian Lee. Lee now moves down the field with the ball, has a runner off his shoulder. Goes back inside to Thomas Burke. Kevin Murphy was looking for that one, he's gone back. Murphy now looking to go back to his full back Bert. Cian Lee is on the ball here as Baltinglass try to build from the back. Gets the ball to Kevin Murphy. He gives a kick pass across the field to Stephen Heaslip. Heaslip breaks the tackle of Warren Kavanagh. Does well. Heaslip charges down the line with the ball. He has Pat Burke outside him. He's looking for Burke, is he? Yeah. He gives this one to Pat Burke, the man who scored a goal in last year's county final. Gets back inside, cuts inside on his left foot, kicks the ball high and kicks it over the bar. Another fine score. As we said, there's fine scores in this match. Nothing but fine scores. It's 4 points to 3 now. We have 12.5 minutes gone here in a cracking game of football here in Aughrim. Kick out from Johnny Byrne, brilliantly finds Nicky Mariner, doesn't take the mark, pops the ball off to Jamie Snell. Snell looks for a runner off the shoulder, hasn't got it, so he carries the ball himself, gives the ball to Jonah Graham. Graham looks up, sees James Stafford. Stafford wearing 13, but he's out right underneath the stand, about 50 yards out, gives a great ball in as far as Sean Coffey. Coffey out in front again, does well, has a little bit of time and space. He's on the sidelines, about 30 yards out on the stand side there. Nicky Mariner has a look to pop a pass off to Jack Healy, but goes himself. Good play from Mariner. Needs a bit of support, does he? No, he drills this one with the outside the bow. Is that over the bar? Oh, what a score from Nicky Mariner. A brilliant score from Nicky Mariner. 5 points to 3 here. An absolute exhibition of score taken on both sides going on in this one. Nicky Mariner with a fantastic score with the outside of the right boot from the stand side there. Mark Jackson goes long, looks to pop the ball in over, but Sam O'Dowd has read this one, does really well, gets the ball and gives it to Theo Smith. Smith takes off with the ball immediately. There's 2 green and white jerseys go towards him. He turns back, has a look at his options. That option is Sam O'Dowd. Now he's 3 men on his case, but he gets his pass away as far as Warren Kavanagh. Kavanagh twists and turns. He's in a little spot of bother. He needs support. Ball is right on the line. It's a line ball to Rathnew, according to the linesman. Looked like a bit of indecision there for a second, but he's given it Rathnew's way, and Rathnew, Owen Doyle took it quickly and he's kicked it high and it's gone to the left of the post and wide. And as we approach the 14-minute mark, we're heading up for the first water break. It's 4 points to 3 here. It's 5 points to 3. The scoreboard in Aughrim is not right for some reason. Might be changing the batteries in it. Long kick from Mark Jackson again. Finds Sean Doody out underneath the stand into space. Pops the ball off to Jason Kennedy. Kennedy twists and turns, has a look at his options. Comes back inside, gives the ball off to Thomas Burke. Burke finds Billy Cullen. Cullen finds Johnny Keogh in space. Keogh drops into a pocket of space, has a look around. That's his trademark at this stage. The way he plays, has a look to see who's making the run inside. Slips maybe at a vital time, but gets the ball off to Adam McHugh. McHugh out in front of JT Hayden. Out 50 yards out from the goal now and gets his pass off to Pat Burke. Burke has a look at his options again. It's one of them is McHugh. McHugh just huge numbers of Rathnew back in front of these lads. Burke is going to have another go with his left foot. This time it just hasn't got the legs and it's into the hands of Johnny Byrne. Byrne finds Jamie Snell and Jamie Snell finds Kieran Coffey, and away come Rathnew with the ball. It's that man Nicky Mariner. He's been all over the field so far in this one. The first 15 and a half minutes he solos right underneath the stand side. Again, Rathnew are just a little bit slow to funnel numbers forward, but Jonah Graham gets forward, joins the attack now. He has Warren Kavanagh outside him. He'll carry the ball forward, looks for Sean Coffey inside, but Coffey's, it looked like Billy Cullen and Redwood. Coffey has done enough and Coffey's pulled down and it's a free in, and this could make it a double scores game. Yeah, it's 4 points to 3 is the right score. I've just been told, so my apologies. This to make it 5-3. A technical glitch, we'll call it. That's always a good excuse. So Owen Doyle, it's water break time. It's 5 points to 3. Owen Doyle makes it 5 points to 3 here. 16 and a half minutes on the clock as the teams take a water break. A fantastic 16 minutes of football there, the first 16 minutes, and 3 wides for Rathnew, 4 for Baltinglass, and 8 scores on top of that between them as well. So that'll tell you the attacking nature of the game here. Both sides hell-bent on finding space and running at one another, so I would have thought it would have been a bit more cagey affair, to be honest, but it's a great game at the minute. Alan Clark just having a chat with his lads there during the water break, as is Brian He slipped down the other end. Mikey English is a sub today for Baltinglass. You'd have to think he might play a part at some stage. One of the standout performers in last year's run to the championship. Referee blows his whistle, looking for the teams back out. You'd have to imagine that the day of the water break is probably running its course now at this stage. Teams will be nearly back up to full belt. Rathnew first to break and come back out on the field here. Against that breeze, they'll be happy enough with that first quarter. No switches as of yet. It's pretty much as you were as we wait for the kick out now from Mark Jackson. We're ready to rock and roll again. Mark Jackson will take this kick out. Again, lots of movement from both sides around the field. Huge kick from Jackson as he slips while he kicks it all the way down the field. Hand in though by Kieran Coffey, but only breaks as far as Johnny Keogh. Keogh has a look up, runners all the way in front of him, moving from side to side, but he's still on the ball here. Keogh pops a little pass through to Jason Kennedy. Kennedy gives his man the slip, kicks this one, doesn't look like he's connected well with it though, and it's another wide for Baltinglass, high and to the right of the post and wide, and Baltinglass just haven't settled into this. Maybe the lack of a championship game coming into this one. Rathnew look a bit more comfortable in their skin at this moment in time. Johnny Byrne takes the kick out as far as Theo Smith. Smith looks to be fouled by Sean Doody. He is fouled by Sean Doody. Takes his free, Smith, and has a look around, goes back to Johnny Byrne, the keeper. He solos with the ball, comes out, has a look at his options. Jamie Snell is one of them. Snell in his own D back there as JT Hayden takes the ball on the burst forward with it. Needs support now, goes back. Baltinglass converge on was loose pass, but it's well done by Ronan Manley to regather it. Done really well. That could have been danger. Out as far as Warren Kavanagh. Kavanagh has a look, goes long inside, but just came off the wrong side of his boot, and it's well read by Kevin Murphy. Murphy gets the ball out as far as David Gettins. There's a pull back on Kevin Murphy. It's a free to Baltinglass, and Gettins goes all the way back as far as Mark Jackson. Jackson will build from the back here, gets the ball out to Keane Lee. Lee 21 yards out from his own goal under the scoreboard here, solos forward, looks for options. One of them is David Gettins, bit of a loose pass, but he gathers it at the second attempt. Gives it in as far as Kevin Murphy. Murphy breaks the tackle of Owen Doyle. Gets the ball out here as far as Keane Lee. Lee pops a little pass forward to Chris Heaslip. Heaslip 2 points on the board already. Looks up, tries to pick a pass inside, but Merrigan had just came off the hands of Paul Merrigan into the hands of John McGrath. McGrath, is he fouled? Play on, says John Keenan. Gives a free for over carrying. Rob Baltinglass not happy with that. Rathnew really happy with that. Good swarm defence there by the Rathnew men, and away they come with the ball into the hands of Sam O'Dowd. O'Dowd gets forward with it, gets it in as far as Nicky Marner. Marner looks up, sizes up his options again. Baltinglass have Billy Cullen back sitting in front of the full forward line there, just covering the ground, and it's Ronan Manley carries this one 65 yards out. He's still going. There's a little bit of space opened up from him, and into the hands of Coffey and all sorts of space inside. He's caused a lot of problems. He's just caused another one. He's kicked it high and he's kicked it over the bar. A brilliant score again by Sean Coffey, and the Baltinglass full back line are not handling Sean Coffey in there at all. I think the fact there was a sweeper there probably left the two markers in. Both two of them felt they could leave him, but you can't leave this man. The form he's in. 6 points to 3 here. Almost 22 minutes gone. Mark Jackson again sizing up his options. Rathnew really tight on their men up the field. Kicks this one long. Huge kick down the field, down on top of Warren Kavanagh. Kavanagh does really well, takes the ball a second, just panicked a bit on the kick though, and gives it as far as Pat Burke. Burke left foot, long ball in, brilliant ball in as far as John McGrath. McGrath is fouled and it's a free in. Brilliant take by McGrath, brilliant pass by Burke there, and just when it looked like Rathnew were in the ascendancy again, Baltinglass are probably going to pop up with a score of their own here. Johnny Keogh lines this one up. Just inside the D, pretty much in front of the goal. There's no one even in on the end line. They're fairly confident Johnny will nail this one. He does. He kicks it high. He kicks it over the bar. It's 6 points to 4 now in Aughrim. As Baltinglass look to claw their way back into this one. Long kick down the field again. 2 Baltinglass men go for it. John O'Graham picks up the break. Breaks it as far as Sam O'Dowd. O'Dowd does well. Has a look. Gives it to Kieran Cough. Out as far as Theo Smith. Smith has a look up again. Kicks off the right foot in as far as Sean Coffey. Brilliant take by Coffey. Hands it off to Stafford. Stafford gets the ball back to Nicky Murner. Murner pops it outside as far as Theo Smith. Smith sets himself. Kicks this one high. And this one has gone high. And it's gone over the bar as well. Another great score from Rathnew. A brilliant score from the Rathnew men again. Brilliant move up the field. And it's 7 points to 4. And they're giving a masterclass on how to play against the wind here at the minute, this Rathnew team. Slick movement and accurate kicking at the minute is the name of the game for the village men. Huge kick down the field again from Mark Jackson. But again, it's a Rathnew man out in front. Brilliantly taken. It's a free to Rona Manley. Play away, says the referee. He gives it as far as Theo Smith. Smith has a look up. Again, there's a few white jerseys around him converging, but he does well to get the ball back as far as Kieran Coffey. Coffey is tackled just as he kicks that one, and the ball goes out over the line. And just again, when Rathnew were in the ascendancy, they just turned over possession there. That's a couple of times that's happened. Just when they looked like they were about to turn the screw. Forward comes Billy Cullen with the ball. Cullen 65 yards out from his own goal. Has a look up and gives the ball back as far as Padder Burke. Burke strides forward with this one. Needs support though. Kicks a long, dangerous looking ball in. But again, Paul Merrigan is out in front of John McGrath. McGrath steals it, picks his pocket, does really well. McGrath twists and turns. Comes back with the ball out as far as Johnny Keogh. Back to McGrath. Baltinglass trying to hold possession, trying to tease out the Rathnew defence. They're really well structured in there, Rathnew, as Pat Burke gets the ball and kicks it all the way across as far as Sean Doody. Doody gets a look up, hand passes the ball back to Tom Burke. Burke takes off with this one. Danger here, where he just loses it in the solo, but it looked like there was a mixture of both there. JT Hayden going for the ball and Tom Burke falling, and unfortunately for JT Hayden, he's given away a free. I think it was more clumsy than anything else. It was a mixture about the player falling and the referee is just having a quick chat with him whether it'll be a card or not. Maybe he's gone. He seems to, it is a yellow card for JT Hayden. Probably a little bit harsh from this angle, but again, it was deemed to be a dangerous tackle, I suppose. Rough play is probably what. Well, it looks to be a blood injury, so. Baltinglass just warming up. They're looking to get in a blood sub here, I think. Number 24, Tygo Toole, is coming in as a blood sub for Tom Burke. He's going to have to get some running repairs there. As we just wait for Johnny Keogh here to set himself. Chance for Keogh to bring Baltinglass back a little bit closer here. Looks good from this angle. He's kicked it high and he's kicked it over the bar. 7 points to 5 here now in Aughrim. 27, just about 27 minutes gone. A 2-point game. Remember Rathnew playing against the stiff breeze here. Kick out hole. It's only gone as far as Johnny Keogh gets it out as far as John McGrath. McGrath is heavily challenged there by 2 or 3 players, and Rathnew just causing a little bit of their own problems there at the minute. A couple of loose kicks and a couple of loose tackles, and they're just going to give Baltinglass a chance to get back into this, to eke their way back into this one. Johnny Keogh just inside the 45 here. He's about 7 or 8 yards to the right hand side of the post on this side. Sets himself well, kicks this one high. That looks good. It's a very good kick from Johnny Keogh. It's high and it's over the bar. Brilliant kick from Johnny Keogh as he drags Baltinglass a point closer. A 1 point game here now in Aughrim. 7 points to 6. Johnny Byrne again sizes up his options. Be interesting to see. He'll probably go a bit longer with this one. He does. He kicks it out underneath the stand, but there's only 2 Baltinglass men there. One of them is Padder Burke. Burke gives the ball back to Sean Doody. Doody passes the ball inside as far as Adam McHugh. McHugh pops off a little ball in as far as Chris Heaslip. Heaslip solos, has a look, gets the ball to Jason Kennedy. Kennedy looks for a runner. One of them is Adam McHugh. McHugh straight in front of the goal, 45 yards out, sets his feet, kicks this one high. It's a dangerous looking ball. It's going to the right of the post though, and it's going wide, and it remains 7 points to 6 just with 29 minutes up. Tom Burke is back in with number 28 on his back here. Blood replacement, so Tygo Toole goes back out. So when you see number 28 now, it was number 7, Thomas Burke. He's had to change his jersey, a bit of blood on that. So Johnny Byrne will take this kick out. Byrne again goes long looking for Theo Smith. Smith is underneath, but Jason Kennedy gets a hand to it. A bit of pinball goes on down there. It ends up in the hands of Smith, and he gives the ball to Jonah Graham. Graham pops it back to Jamie Snell. Snell has a look up, gets it to Nicky Marner. Marner again sizes up his options, back to Snell. Rathnew look to build from their own half back line here. Jonah Graham carries the ball up as far as Kieran Coffey. Coffey has a look, gives it to Sam O'Dowd. O'Dowd strides forward with the ball with those luminous boots. You can't miss him. It's back to Jonah Graham. Nicky Marner wants movement inside. He has a look up. He's still on the ball here, Marner. He's still looking for movement inside. He recycles it back as far as Theo Smith. Smith goes long now. Dangerous looking ball inside. It's Barton Kavanagh's going to be first to this one. Kavanagh had found his way up the field. Looks, comes back with the ball, gives it to Kieran Coffey. Coffey recycles it back to Ronan Manley. Manley has a look at his options again. Both sides pressing really hard on the ball. It's hard to find space out there. It's a loose looking pass though. Jonah Graham slips, the ball breaks in as far as Billy Cullen. Cullen in a little bit of space now, has a look up, a long loop and hand pass into Johnny Keogh. Keogh does enough to get to the ball first ahead of Nicky Marner, gets it to Sean Doody. Christopher Heaslip in a lot of space here, has a look up and picks a pass out here as far as Stephen Heaslip. Brilliant ball it was. Heaslip looks up, good ball in, but it's brilliantly read by Theo Smith. Got all the way back there, cuts that ball out. Rathnew come forward again with the ball in the hands of Kieran Coffey. Coffey looks up, gives the ball as far as Sam O'Dowd. O'Dowd finds a way out of a little bit of trouble there, does really well, and gets Theo Smith into the game, and he brings Jamie Snell into the game, who charges forward, gets the ball to Jonah Graham. Jonah Graham out as far as Warren Kavanagh. Kavanagh cuts back inside Pat Burke with this one, and in as far as Nicky Marner. Marner is tackled and fouled by Tom Burke. Gets up to take his free. It looks like Tom Burke is in the wars again there. Nicky Marner has his free, goes short as far as Kieran Coffey. Coffey has a look around. Nicky Marner demands the ball back, gets the ball back, sizes up his options once again, but there's not enough movement inside for him. They're not going to kick a ball away. They know how dear possession is at the minute here, with this wind as a factor as well. Sam O'Dowd looks to cut through. Johnny Keogh chases him up the line. Good play from O'Dowd. Again Johnny Keogh stands tall, turns him back, gets the ball out as far as Owen Doyle. Doyle has a look around, 21 yards out. Brilliant pass out as far as Nicky Marner. Marner fancies chances from here, Willie. Kicks the ball high. It's hanging in the air. It's hanging to the right of the post, but James Stafford is underneath. There's a touch. The ball breaks down. Picked up by Padder Burke. Out as far as Jason Kennedy. Baltinglass come away with the ball. A sigh of relief in there. A clash of bodies behind the referee there. A heavy shot there on Johnny Keogh by Theo Smith, and Theo Smith is going to be in a little bit of bother. He's going to be in a little bit of bother, I would imagine. So Johnny Keogh still down on the ground there. 32 minutes on the clock, that's including the water break, so we're into injury time. There's going to be no card. Probably looked a worse tackle than the one JT for the yellow in my book, but this is one you'd be happy to get away with, I suppose. Kevin Murphy has the ball in hand, goes all the way back as far as Cian Lee. Lee comes out with the ball. Couple of lads having a chat with John Keenan out there now what effect, I don't know. They weren't happy with something that was going on, but ball is back in the hands of Billy Cullen. Cullen comes across and into the hands of Jason Kendi. Kendi solos forward with the ball, gets it in as far as David Gettins. Gettins comes back inside to Jason Kennedy. Baltinglass looking to try and get to the half-time break on level terms here at this stage. Long diagonal ball in again, brilliant ball in again. Oh, wonderfully taken by John McGrath. Twists and turns, gets the ball onto his left foot, kicks it high. If that's a score, it's some score. Was just gone to the left of the post and wide. Another wide for Baltinglass. 33 minutes on the clock. They're a point down. Rathnew leads 7-6 here. Looks like John Keenan is going to call for the ball. He does call for the ball. A really good game of football, a really end-to-end type game. It wasn't a thing like I was expecting. I thought it'd be a very tight, trappy affair, to be honest, more like the first one. But 7 points to 6 to Rathnew. Rathnew, after playing against the wind, they'll be the happier team. It's a real humdinger here. Some great 7 wides for Baltinglass with that wind in their back. So maybe that'll be a telling factor. Rathnew very economical, with Sean Coffey in particular showing up really well in there. We're going to be back in a few minutes there with the second half. We're just going to take a quick break, so don't go anywhere. We'll see you shortly.
It's a long drive to Croker from here. In ways even longer for the fans. The effort, I can tell you, it's worth it. Even today, I can still hear it. The roar of the hill. It's gonna be something else.
You're all very welcome back for the second half of this round 2 of the Senior Football Championship, the Bowman Platform Higher Senior Football Championship here in Aughrim. A real humdinger of a game between Baltinglass and Rathnew. It always has been down the years, a little bit more open probably than we were expecting than other years, but it's a cracking game so far. Rathnew lead by just a point here at the start of the second half. Referee John Keenan just getting ready to start the game here. Jason Kennedy has moved to midfield, with Sean Doody gone to wing forward for Baltinglass. Everything else is pretty much as is as far as I can see. Rathnew going 7-4 up in the game. 2 frees for Baltinglass, just bringing them back in right before half time. Baltinglass have the wind in their back now. Kieran Coffey gets a touch on the ball, but hops around a bit, gets Padder Burke takes control of it, wins his free, gives the ball back to Billy Cullen. Cullen looks to go short, does go short out as far as Pat Burke out under the stand side. Burke solos forward with the ball, has a look at his options. It's Burke comes inside, was going to give it to his namesake Padder Burke, but twists and turns and has a look. Johnny Keogh, always available, is available there again. Gives it in as far as Jason Kennedy. Kennedy back to Billy Cullen. Baltinglass now looking to put their familiar stamp on this game, where he just solos the ball into a little bit of bother there. Billy Cullen fouls the ball and it's free taken by Nicky Murner. Murner gets the ball out as far as Sam O'Dowd. O'Dowd gets the ball out to Warren Kavanagh. Been linking very well the two of these. Unfortunately for Sam O'Dowd, this one overcooked the hand pass a little bit, goes out over the sideline. Be a line ball out under the stand side to the Baltinglass men. The men from the west against the men from the village. Line ball to be taken by Pat Burke over under the stand. Runs being made all around the field, but the one that mattered was Padder Burke. Gets the ball to him. Burke now between his own 45 and 65 gets the ball out as far as Thomas Burke. Burke now wearing 28 because of a blood injury earlier. Sean Doody pops it back into Tom Burke. Kevin Murphy has continued his run. Oh, it's a poor pass from Tom Burke. It's cut out by Jack Healy. Healy gets the ball in as far as James Stafford. Stafford fires the ball down into the corner, looking for Owen Doyle right down in the corner at the dressing room here. Doyle picks it up, does well. He's right on the sideline, drops the ball. Looks to be a bit of a pull and a tugging match between the two of them. The ball has gone out over the line. It'll be a Rathnew ball. Right down in the between the 14 and 21. Owen Doyle takes it quickly, gets in as far as Nicky Murner. Murner doesn't need a second invitation. Beautiful score from Nicky Murner again. It's 2 minutes on the clock, 2 points in the game. It's 8-6 to Rathnew, and you just get the feeling that it's going to stay a tight game, but if Rathnew keep playing the way they're playing, they're going to be hard handled in the second half. Baltinglass will have to up their game. As you can see, they're probably the championship match now standing to this Rathnew team. Little bit of rustiness for Baltinglass. It's a line ball to Baltinglass. Sean Doody tries to take the ball from Jack Healy. Does take the ball from Jack Healy. Didn't think he could move up a line ball, but has been moved up anyway. Billy has moved in on the field as well, but Billy Cullen gives the ball in as far as Padder Burke. Good ball inside there. The number 22 that's in the game is Daniel Kelly. He tried a crossfield ball. It's picked off though by Warren Kavanagh. Good numbers back by Rathnew again, and they look to recycle from the back. Paul Merrigan has the ball in hand here. Has a look up. Gives a great ball to Warren Kavanagh, who continued his run. Having a really good game, this Warren Kavanagh at the minute. Doing really well. Has a look up to number 17. He's a little bit isolated, needs support. Gets support. Theo Smith. Smith pops it off as far as Nicky Murner. Murner is pulling all the strokes here for this Rathnew team. Hits this one, a kick at the right boot, but it's gone way to the right and out over the line and wide. And just as I said, he was pulling all the strokes. Probably a wrong decision, but he's having a huge bearing on this game at the minute. Is Nicky Murner. Kick out from Mark Jackson. Jackson goes long down the field. Good kick out, but just spilled there by Stephen Heaslip. Gets it back as far as Padder Burke. Pops the ball in as far as Pat Burke. Burke looks up. Little dink of a ball in front of Johnny Keogh. Keogh out in front of his man. Twists and turns and gets the ball away to Thomas Burke. Burke, a little bit of space in front of him. There's not a lot of movement inside though. He recycles the ball back to Johnny Keogh. Keogh has a look. Goes cross field in as far as Pat Burke. Burke Passes the ball into John McGrath. He offloads to Padder Burke. Burke sidesteps again. There's 2 or 3 red jerseys around him in a hurry. Pops the ball back out to Daniel Kelly. Kelly again looking for space. It's at a premium in there at the minute as Baltinglass try to forge a score inside. Good ball inside there as far as Stephen Heaslip. Back out to Johnny Keogh. He gives it back out to Tom Burke. Chance here for Tom Burke. Again the red jerseys converge, but a brilliant kick by Tom Burke. It goes high and it goes over the bar. Oh, I would have had to thought that was over the bar now. It is over the bar. He's changed his mind, much to the delight of the Baltinglass contingent underneath me, and there's no real complaints from the Rathnew contingent, so that'll probably tell you there was a score. 4.5 minutes on the clock, a point in, a brilliant take in the middle of the field from Kieran Coffey. Pumps a long ball in as far as Owen Doyle, hops over him into Sean Coffey, back to Doyle. Good play from Rathnew. They're looking to put a score back on the board. Blocked down, brilliant block down in there by Sean Doody as the ball breaks. There's numbers back there. Bit of a bite to this one now as Keane Lee tidies things up, gets it to Jason Kendi. He gets it out as far as Pat Burke. Low ball up the line to Stephen Heaslip. Away goes Burke on one of those trademark runs. Just ball hopped out of his grasp at the wrong time. Nicky Marner's away playing with an advantage now at the minute. 1-2 with Owen Doyle. Advantage gone. Nicky's on the ground. Gets the ball out. Looked like a bit of a Brian O'Driscoll pass there, and it was a Brian O'Driscoll pass, unfortunately for Nicky, but real set to this game now. There's a real championship bite about it. Pat Burke will take the free. Goes in as far as looking for Daniel Kelly. Kelly slides on the ground but just takes it at the second attempt. Probably lucky to get away with that one. Did really well to pick up the pieces though. Gets it as far as Tom Burke. Burke 65 yards out from the Herps goal here now as Baltinglass look to eke into this lead and eke into this win. It's only a 1 point lead, but you know Rathnew, a long diagonal ball brilliantly cut out again by Warren Kavanagh. Again, some of the choices of pass from Baltinglass against that wind is probably not helping their cause. Free, it's an advantage given, but Sam O'Dowd takes on the ball, charges forward with the ball, goes past Pat Burke. He wins another advantage, a long dangerous looking ball inside. It's a free from back out the field though. He was playing on an advantage, done really well there, Sam O'Dowd, on his second advantage. 6.5 minutes gone, 8-7 to Rathnew here in Aughrim. A cracking game of football. Nicky Marner looks to take this one. 5 or 6 yards in from the sideline. Pops the ball down the line in as far as Owen Doyle. Surely a push there by David Gettins. Was a push and probably a silly free to give away. It looked like the ball had beaten him, so Rathnew, I'm sure, will take their time over this one. Owen Doyle sizing up his target here. Yard or two in from the sideline. Is about 40 yards out with this one. He's going to put it on the ground. Takes his few steps back and has a look at his target. Be a good kick. It's high, but it's just drifting to the left of the post and drifting wide. There was a chance probably. With that wind in your back, it is a chance, and it's gonna begging. Mark Jackson drills another kick out into the wind. A good kick, a hand on it though by Theo Smith. He only breaks it as far as Pat Burke. Burke looks to get the ball up as far as John McGrath. Comes off to Paul Merrigan. Merrigan's not happy about that. Play continues with low ball into Daniel Kelly. Kelly has a look, twists and turns again. There's Rathnew men all on his case there. They've got back really well so far to this point. Rathnew, their defensive structure is really sound. Good long ball out as far as Tom Burke here though. Jack Healy has gambled and he's got there just in time, but Burke just about makes it through the tackle. John O'Graham comes back to help him. Huge numbers back there from Rathnew, and again it's that man Nicky Marner having a huge game for the Rathnew man. All the way back on his own 21, but Jack Healy and John O'Graham worked really hard there as well, and they've bottled up Baltinglass once again. Ronan Manley will take this one. Heading for the 9th minute of the second half here. And it's Ronan Manley and Johnny Byrne play a little 1-2. Back out as far as Kieran Coffey picks a pass into Nicky Marner. Marner once again out in front looking for the ball, demanding the ball, gets it as far as Jamie Snell. They're 50 yards out from their own goal. He's on the ball again. Little kick pass from Nicky Marner looking for the free. He's got his free too. It's a free from where the ball will land as well, and he's sort of dictating the play, Nicky Marner, at the minute. He's in every corner of the field, and he's just about conducting the orchestra. Theo Smith goes short as far as Paul Merrigan. Merrigan solos up the field, has a look. He goes long, huge kick in, looking for James Stafford in there. Off the hand of Stafford, it's going to break, and it's going to go wide. And a long direct ball, not working that time. Rathnew with six wides now. So the wind is probably not as much an advantage as you would think. So the kick out comes from Mark Jackson out as far as Sean Doody. Doody does really well to keep it in and get it back as far as Keane Lee. Lee solos forward with the ball again. The Rathnew numbers got back in a blanket across the field where the runners are going. Really well organised. Jason Kennedy gets the ball back as far as Pat Burke. Burke looks to pick a pass. Johnny Kyo's in a bit of space, but that man Nicky Marner read it as well. Gets a heavy looking tackle. Big twists and turns with the ball. Gets it away as far as Theo Smith. Jonah Graham now is on the run. He's grass in front of him. He's eating up the grass. He's 45 yards out. Chance for Graham. Gets the ball off to James Stafford. Heavy collision off the ball. Jonah Graham is on the ground. The ball is in the hands of Sean Coffey inside again. Puts his man to one side. Chance for Warren Kavanagh. Brilliant save by Mark Jackson though. Brilliant chance carved out. There's a little dink of the ball from James Stafford. It's high and it's over the bar, but a real goal chance there. Warren Kavanagh probably done the right thing, but a wonderful save from Mark Jackson. And Jonah Graham is in a little bit of bother here after a collision, after he gave away that pass. With Rathnew are 2 points to the good, but could have really been a goal there. Fantastic save by Jackson after a wonderful move, and again it's that man Sean Coffey causing trouble in the Baltinglass full back line. Jonah Graham is in a spot of bother here. Another injury to add to Rathnew's woes. We've heard they've had a good few injuries during the week, so he looks in a spot of bother. He's been working really well up and down that line here. Referee John Keenan is giving him a minute to see can he continue here. 12 minutes on the clock in this second half. He's gone into corner forward to try and get his bearings a bit. There's kick out will be from Mark Jackson here when play resumes. Jackson still sizing up his options. Rathnew pushing up really well in the players. He goes long, huge kick down the field. There's a tussle. Brilliant take by Kieran Coffey. Massive take by the young man in the middle of the field. With Patter Burke under him, done really well. He goes long, a huge hoof of a ball down on top of Owen Doyle. Ball breaks inside, breaks kindly to Sean Coffey. He picks up the ball, gets it back to Jack Healy. Healy has a look, twists and turns and gets the ball back as far as Jonah Graham. Graham seems to have recovered from that knock a few minutes ago. Gets it in as far as Theo Smith. Smith finds Nicky Marner. Marner just slips for a second, gets the ball to Jonah Graham. Look to give it back to him, didn't. Jack Healy's in a bit of space out here. The number 4 has a chance. Will he shoot? Has a look at the post, goes high across the square. 2 big men in there, but Kevin Murphy does really well, gets his fist to that one. Ball breaks out. It's into the hands of Billy Cullen, but again he's forced back by Rathnew's press. Great work rate by the forwards from Rathnew there. All across the square to Jason Kennedy. Baltinglass go and into the hands of Stephen Heaslip. Heaslip goes long up the line, but Paul Merrigan is out in front of John McGrath. Baltinglass just looking a little bit devoid of ideas there at the minute against this wind. They're not getting the ball up the field. A heavy shoulder there, a good shoulder on Theo Smith as the referee. Ball breaks down and it's a free to Baltinglass. Rathnew not happy with that one, but it looked a bang on shoulder from where we were here. He met him perfect. Sean Doody takes the kick, gets the ball up the field as far as Johnny Keogh. Keogh now, little bit of space here. Ball in as far as Daniel Kelly. Kelly out in front of his man, gets the ball back to Johnny Keogh. Keogh looks for Chris Heaslip inside, is it? Yeah, it is. It's Christopher Heaslip looking for his third point of the game. Gets his third point of the game. And just when I said Baltinglass were struggling for ideas, they create a wonderful score, and it's a 1 point game again with 14 minutes on the clock here. 9 points to 8. The scoreboard reads 10-7 here. The wrong button is being pressed. It's now corrected. It's 9 points to 8 here. In Aughrim, Johnny Byrne goes long down the field again. Huge kick underneath. Sam O'Dowd just gets a hand on it. John McGrath gets a hand on it, tries to do enough. We only gets it as far as Theo Smith. Smith looked to be dragged back. He's swallowed up. He wins. He's free. 3 green and white jerseys around him, but they weren't tackling him fairly. Theo says calm things down. I think he's looking for a little bit of a breather himself. He gets it. Gives the ball back to Kieran Coffey. Coffey on the ball again. The two Coffeys have been very good in this match so far. Ball breaks back. It's a little 1-2 with Jack Healy. Kieran Coffey on the ball, back as far as Jamie Snell. Snell into Kieran Coffey, 1-2 again as Snell looks to go forward. He's just gobbled up a little bit and the ball is turned over. A chance here. Patter Burke goes forward, gives the ball to Johnny Keogh. Keogh looks up. Christopher Heaslip is inside, twists and turns and has a look at the post, does he? He does, but this time it's gone to the left of the post and wide, and another chance gone a begging there for Baltinglass when it just looked like they were turning the screw a little bit. We now have the water break, 15 and a half minutes on the clock, 9 points to 8. It's a really tight affair, really good affair here. As the shadows Baltinglass is 8 wide of the day, I'm being told here, so as the shadows lengthen here in Aughrim, we take our water break. Lots of chat and lots of finger pointing in both camps. Alan Clark having a serious chat with Rathnew, trying to G them up for the last 15 minutes here. Brian Heaslip is not as animated down there, but he's still getting his point across. And I suppose you'd have to imagine that Baltinglass probably not playing at as well as they can, and they're still within a point. They'll be happy enough at this stage because Rathnew have been very, very good in this match. Referee with a shrill blast of the whistle looks to get the teams back on the field as we prepare for the last titanic 15 minutes in this one. Number 20, Tommy Keogh, is on. We'll see who's gone off there. Adam McHugh went off for Daniel Kelly. Is John McGrath gone? I think it's John McGrath has gone off. I'll just get there. Yeah, it looks to be John McGrath has gone off. So Adam McHugh and John McGrath gone off here as Baltinglass ring the changes and looking for to win this game. It's brilliantly taken by Theo Smith in the middle of the field. He gets his free there, just about hung on to that one. 9 points to 8, and it's Theo Smith on the ball, about 60 yards out from his own goal. Has a look up, kicks a long, big kick down in front of Owen Doyle. Doyle is out in front, does really well, wins his ball, has a look, confident enough to have a pop. That's a dangerous ball in there. Mark Jackson comes for it, doesn't get. James Stafford does get. Brilliantly blocked down by Kevin Murphy. Chance for Stafford again. Will he flick it over the bar? He kicks it high and he kicks it over the bar. A good score at the end of it, but a real goal chance there, and a brilliant save by Kevin Murphy. A wonderful block by Murphy, and it almost looked like it was a goal. 10 points stay here now as Rathnew get the first score on the board, a very important one just after the water break there. In a game as tight as this, it keeps 2 in it. Sean Coffey down tying his lace. Again, Mark Jackson to take the kick out. Strong breeze still in the backs of the Rathnew men here. Jackson though still reaches the midfield with that brilliant take there by Sean Doody. Doody looked to be fouled there. He was fouled. So the referee. Ball is taken in front of Daniel Kelly, out in front, does well, gets the ball as far as Padder Burke. Burke has a look at his options, goes across the field here as far as Tom Burke. Burke gets there, tries to get inside to Jonah Graham. Graham just pulls him back. It'll be a free. Looks like Mark Jackson is going to come up to kick this one. Johnny Keogh is calling him. He's going to come all the way up. 19 minutes on the clock here. This a very important kick now at this stage of the game. James Stafford just keeping him company there, jogging up along the field with him. So Jackson places the ball. He gets a good view of his target here. He's about 30 yards out, 32 or 3 yards out, I'd say. Has a good look at the posts here. Jackson, his usual stance, kicks this one high, drills it high, but it's gone high and it's gone to the left of the post and wide, and like I said, that could be a big moment in the game. Baltinglass needed that score to cut it to the minimum. We still have, we've still 10 or 11 minutes to go, but huge kick out again from Johnny Byrne, evades everyone in the middle of the field, but first to react is Kevin Murphy. James Stafford tackles him, tackles hard, but Murphy does well enough to get the ball off as far as Pat Burke. He gets it back to Murphy in as far as Padder Burke. Again, a huge press there from the Baltinglass man. It's a loose kick in as far as Owen Doyle. Doyle pops the ball into Sean Coffey, but Burke just about redeems himself, wins the ball back, gets it to Kevin Murphy. Murphy tries to get up the field with the ball, gets it as far as Keane Lee, gives it to Padder Burke, who gives it to Tom Burke, and Baltinglass breathe a bit of a sigh of relief there from what was a self-inflicted moment, but they're not out of the woods yet. David Gittins gets the ball to Padder Burke. He gets as far as Pat Burke. Burke is tackled. Was he fouled? Surely could have been. Keane Lee was fouled and a free into Rathnew. I think it's a harsh one enough, to be honest. That's a harsh one enough on Keane. He looked to be fouled there from behind and bundled to the ground. He's blown for over carrying, so with the if this one goes over now, it'll be a huge swing with the free missed at the other end. Owen Doyle just 46 yards out. He's just about 7 or 8 yards to the right hand side of the post as we look at down the town end. The breeze is in his back. He steadies himself. Looks like a good connection, is it? On high. Oh, it's off the post and straight into the arms of Kevin Murphy. Bit of look there for Baltinglass. No one reacted, only Murphy. Murphy's fouled right in the corner, down underneath the tricolour. He gets up, he takes it quick, he gets the ball as far as Jason Kennedy. Kennedy looks up, there's no one in front of him. He'll have it all to do from there, but Billy Cullen gives him a little bit of support. Cullen, good ball in as far as Johnny Keogh. Keogh looked like he was going to pop it off. The Padder Burke didn't. Has a kick out. Comes back off the back of Sam O'Dowd and into the hands of Padder Burke, who gets it to Johnny Keogh. Keogh comes all across the field here to Tom Burke. Burke twists and turns with the ball, has a look, sizes up his options, but there's not many there with red jerseys in front of him. Back as far as Daniel Kelly. Kelly sizes this one up and he kicks it to the left of the post and wide, and against the wind again. The decision making from Botnet. 10 wides from the Baltinglass men, and tells its own story. With only 8 scores on the board in a tight match, it's probably not good enough. Johnny Byrne. Against the wind, they probably should have tried to work it in a bit closer, but Johnny Byrne kicks this one long down the field. Ball breaks in the middle of the field. Rathnew win the break with Sam O'Dowd. Pops the ball off to Nicky Murner. Murner's in a bit of space here now. There's danger for Baltinglass at the top of the D. Looks, wasn't fouled to the referee. He did fumble the ball, and there was a tackle at the right time. 2 players still on the ground after that bit of a clash, but Baltinglass come away with the ball. David Gittins gets it to Sean Doody. Doody tries to battle his way out, gets it back as far as Gittins. Chance here for Baltinglass to break up the field. He recycles the ball back in as far as Padder Burke. Burke is 65 yards out from the Herbst end. There's 2 players here. It's a free. It's a free to Sean Doody. His run was being blocked. Referee, there's a sub coming in on the field. It's Gary Byrne that's coming in wearing number 20. He didn't take the slip off and play goes away. They're looking for a break and play. Ball breaks inside danger. Here's Daniel Kelly gets this one. Tommy Keogh goes for the ball, but it's gobbled up by Sam O'Dowd. O'Dowd wearing number 12 brings the ball forward. He's a man either side for support. One of them is Theo Smith. He gives it to Theo. Theo's in the middle of the field, hands it back as far as Kieran Coffey. Coffey gives the ball back into Warren Kavanagh. Nicky Murner receives attention underneath. Was Baltinglass Rathnew looked to nail another score to the mast, but Mark Jackson gets this one and takes it away into David Gettins. Gettins gets the ball up to Sean Doody. Now Baltinglass come raiding to have a bit of space for a change because momentarily Rathnew were a man down with Nicky Murner receiving attention. It's into the hands of Stephen Heaslip. Heaslip is 45 yards out, prods a little ball up the line as far as Tommy Keogh, but it's gobbled up there by Jamie Snell. Snell is fouled and he goes to ground and he'll leave up another minute or two here, I'd say. 24 and a half of those are gone on my watch, including the water break. It's 10 points to 8 to Rathnew. Don't go anywhere here. Anything could happen in this one. Number 20 Gary Byrne is in. And number 21 is coming in. We're not sure. We don't have a number list here, so Rathnew trying to ring the changes, trying to get fresh legs in. Jonah Graham has gone off. Took a heavy knock there a few minutes ago, but put in a very big shift there on that wing. Couple of Rathnew players receiving a little bit of attention there. Jamie Snell limps away. Jack Healy has the ball in hand, looking for his options. Johnny Byrne being one of them. I think I'd rather see Johnny back in the goal if it was 2 points up at this stage of the game, but away come Rathnew with the ball into the hands of Nicky Murner. Murner's foul deep in his own half, where he's won an awful lot of ball. Billy Cullen is about to receive a yellow card for that foul on Nicky Murner. Free is taken. Ball is in the hands of Jamie Snell. Snell out to Kieran Coffey. Coffey into Jack Healy. Rathnew now looking to build from the back. Be patient and hold possession, I suppose, is the key factor here. Nicky Murner again on the ball. Drills a long ball down the field, but it's a ball he's pulled up, and he seems to be pulled up with an injury, which is not good for Rathnew. However about today, but going forward, he's been instrumental there. He's holding his hamstring as Baltinglass come forward the ball. Tom Burke into Johnny Keogh. Keogh looks to probe for an opening in there, gets the ball, tries to get in. Brilliant take by Tommy Keogh inside, and he's fouled, and it's a free in for Tommy Keogh. And this should narrow the gap and bring us right down to the wire here. First match ended 9 points to 8. This one looks to be going 10-9 with a couple of minutes to go. They haven't been high scoring affairs, but they've been very good games of football. This one is kicked high and it's kicked over the bars. Daniel Kelly makes it a 1 point game, and as the sun starts to play up on our left hand side here, looks as if Eddie Doyle has come in for Nicky Murner. Eddie Doyle wearing 15 is on the field and a heavily bandaged left knee. A 1 point game here. We're coming down the stretch in this one. 27 and a half minutes gone. You're looking at 5 or 6 to go here still, I'd say, with injuries and water breaks and what have you. So kick out from Johnny Byrne is vital. It's won by Theo Smith. Takes his mark. If he doesn't kick, was it a free, or I think if he doesn't kick the mark within 8 seconds, isn't it? He's in. He's kicked it now anyway, and Eddie Doyle is on the ball. Doyle has a look around, gets to the 65, pops it off to Theo Smith. Huge shift put in by Theo Smith today. Looks about, but he's turned over. It's taken off him by Padder Burke to Jason Kennedy. Just about 1-2 there with David Gettins. Gets the ball back into Sean Doody. Back in as far as Tom Burke. Burke gets the ball into Billy Cullen. Cullen now a little bit of space for the first time. Really, he's got a chance to raid forward. Johnny Keogh's on the ball. Gets it to Burke. Padder Burke, that is. We've 3 Burkes on the field. It's Padder possession of the ball back to Sean Doody. Doody has a look up, picks a little pass to Billy Cullen, who continued forward. Good run there by Cullen. Surely he's fouled, is he? Had to be nearly a foul. No, play on, says the referee. There was three lads on his back there at that stage, but Sam O'Dowd plays away and gets the ball out as far as Sean Coffey. Coffey in a bit of space out underneath the stand, tries to get the ball into James Stafford. Stafford wins the ball in front of Kevin Murphy. Chance for the big man here. Can he nail one? He can nail one. Can he? No, just to the left of the post and wide. What a huge score that would have been in the context of the game, but it's not. It's a wide. It's away to the left and wide, and Baltinglass have a chance to rebuild. Sub coming in, number 21. Looks like it's Mikey English is on the scene. Padder Burke is going off. A good day's work by Burke. He's been on a lot of ball in there, put in another huge shift. A chance here for Jackson to kick this one. Huge kick down the field by Jackson. A hand on it there. Jason Kennedy takes the break. 2 or 3 players collide, but a loose pass by Kennedy. Picked up by the Rathnew man, and again another Rathnew man gone down with cramp. They've given everything both sides here. Is starting to take its toll. Oh, and Kieran Coffey is robbed by Johnny Keogh. Brilliant rob by Keogh there. Pops the ball inside to Sean Doody. Off his shoulder is Christopher Heaslip. Heaslip gives the ball out as far as Tom Burke is. No, it's a loose pass. It's Daniel Kelly. He gets a loose pass. Rathnew win the ball back. Chance for them now to build from the back. It's a loose pass to giving it back to Baltinglass. Tired bodies, tired minds everywhere. Ball is out into the hands of Stephen Heaslip. Back to Tommy Keogh. Keogh kicks this one high and he kicks it over the bar. Young Tommy Keogh. Brilliant score from the man introduced a few minutes ago. He's won a free and he's kicked the point there now. A huge moment in the game. We've 30 and a half minutes on the clock. Next ball is vital for both teams. Johnny Burns' kick out will be vital. Mark Doyle, I think it is, has come in. Number 19, as I said, we've no list of names for the subs, so it's a little bit of guesswork going on. If we're wrong, we're sorry, but it's a loose kick out. It just gets steady. Doyle gets it at the second attempt. Chancey one there, but they've got away with it. Doyle gets the ball to Warren Kavanagh, takes it back, gives it to Ronan Manley. Manley tries to get forward the ball. Hand passes the ball to Theo Smith. Smith again looks for support. No support. He has support. Sorry, it's Sam O'Dowd. Dowd raids down along the stand side. He's away, Dowd. Oh, he's on a move here. Someone needs to go to him from the Baltinglass point of view, but he's done really well. Brilliant play from Sam O'Dowd. Did he over carry? Play on to the referee. Ball breaks inside. Baltinglass come away with the ball. Billy Cullen gets the ball into the hands of Tom Burke. Burke tries to hop it in the square. Dangerous operation there, but they've got away with it. Mark Jackson gets it to Kevin Murphy. Back to Mark Jackson. Anything could happen here, yeah. It's a hand pass out to Mikey English. English is surrounded by red jerseys. Gets the ball into Kevin Murphy. Murphy looks for a pocket of space up as far as Christopher Heaslip. Heaslip gets the ball the second attempt and he's away. Danger. Oh, it's a touch on the ground. A touch on the ground, says John Keenan. A big decision there from Keenan. There was Chris Heaslip went to ground and looked like Baltinglass were away there. So there's a chance here. Theo Smith will take this one. You'd imagine with that wind in the back that have someone with a boot to maybe have a go at this, but 10 points all. We're 32 minutes on the clock. Are we edging towards extra time? As the ball goes across field, it's Rathnew in possession. It's Jamie Snell in possession. He's midfield, right bang in the middle of the field. Has a look, twists and turns. Chris Heaslip, they need an option on the out. Everyone is so tired here. The players are just down and out almost. Now it's in the hands of Eddie Doyle. Doyle goes forward, tries to plant the ball inside, but it's brilliantly read back there by Tom Burke. Burke all the way back in his own full back line. Gets the ball to Kevin Murphy. Murphy is fouled as he tries to go forward. Goes to ground, gets up quick, takes it quick, gives it to Sean Doody. Is there one more twist in this game, or are we heading for extra time? Just 33 minutes on the clock. You'd have to think we're deep into injury time at this stage as Pat Burke goes forward, gets the ball to Billy Cullen. If Baltinglass get out of here with a victory, it'll be fair work, to be fair, as Mikey English has the ball. He's tackled by Kieran Coffey. Coffey is fouled. He does really well. Have a chance of one more attack for these men. It's in as far as Mark Doyle. Doyle is out in front, gets to the ball first. Kevin Murphy just stands off him. Will he have a go? He will, but it's not going to be enough as Mark Jackson gobbles this one up. Gets it as far as Tom Burke. Burke comes out with the ball, just loses possession as he looked up to see who was with him. The sun now probably playing a factor to these lads as well. Sean Doody on the ball does well, gets the ball back to Tom Burke. Again, Rathnew's hunger is still there. They're still tackling, they're still fighting. Ball is into the middle to Kevin Murphy, the number 3. Pops it out as far as Cian Lee. Up the field come Baltinglass raiding. It's out as far as Pat Burke. Burke now all on his own underneath the standy as Cian Lee off his shoulder. He pops it into him. Will Lee give it back? He will. Burke, has he the option? Has he the left foot on him? Gets it inside to Johnny Keogh. Keogh picks a little kick. Keogh kicks one. Oh, it's just gone to the left of the post and wide. And surely now we're heading for extra time, I'd say. Another substitution for Rathnew. As Johnny Byrne takes this, it's Jack Healy's going off. As I said, number 22 has come on. We're not sure of not sure who he is, but long kick down the field again. We're going to play away. There's another play in. A ball breaks and it's won by Baltinglass. It's extra time. It's extra time here. We're going to have extra time in this one. A massive last half here, and it's going all the way. 10. So we're just going to take a quick break after the excitement of that one. We've 10 minutes each side of extra time coming up. Don't go away. We're just going to have a quick drink of water to get our wits back about us. We'll be back with you there in just a second. You're all very welcome back here for extra time in Aughrim between Baltinglass and Rathnew. We finished 10 points all at the end of normal time. Has to be a winner and a loser today, of course, with the way the draw is set up. So we're going to have 10 minutes each way. Rathnew will defend the town goal and play in against the breeze in this first half. If it's anything like the first 60 minutes of this one, it should be a humdinger. We've had a great open game of football between the two sides. I suppose Baltinglass probably would be happy enough to go out of there with a draw. The ball is in, the game is on for this first half of extra time. Touchdown into the hands of Jason Kennedy. Mikey English goes with a long diagonal ball. There's no one running for it inside though. It's picked up back there by Luke Corcoran. Ball has gone out and over the end line and wide. Runs away harmlessly. Be a kick out for Rathnew and Johnny Byrne. He'll sure he'll be trying to take as much time as he can against this breeze, but as much time as John Keane will allow him. A sharp blow of the whistle tells him to come ahead. He comes with a good kick down the middle, but it's only down as far as Jason Kennedy. Kennedy is tackled by Gary Byrne. Ball spills and it's into the hands of Mikey English. English charges forward, gets the ball out to John McGrath's back in. McGrath twists and turns and offloads the ball out to Daniel Kelly. He gets the ball to Sean Doody into the hands of Jason Kennedy. Kennedy gobbled up by a tackle by Eddie Doyle there, but does enough to get the ball out as far as Pat Burke. Burke flicks a little pass inside to John McGrath. Slips though on the dewy surface here now again as Theo Smith goes down on the ball. John McGrath tries to go down the ball, gets it as far as Chris Heaslip. Heaslip tries to get away with the ball again. There's bodies everywhere. There's still tired bodies. Pat Burke gets the ball out as far as John McGrath. McGrath twists and turns and has a look and goes all the way across to Billy Cullen. Cullen has a man outside him. It's Tom Burke in a bit of space, 45 yards out underneath the stand. It's Tom Burke has a look, has the option to go, give and go. He gives the ball back out to Tommy Keogh. He gives it to Daniel Kelly. The substitutes combine around 45 yards out from the town goal. Here's Jason Kennedy tries to pick a little pass, does pick a little pass in as far as Johnny Keogh into Mikey English, blast the ball high and blast it over the bar. Goal chance there. A goal would have been huge, but a well-worked score from the Baltinglass men. They go a point up. And I'd say it's one of the few times in the match they've been a point up at this stage. But not a bad time to go a point up. 2 minutes into extra time. Kieran Coffey takes the ball, plucks it from the sky, gives it to Sam O'Dowd. O'Dowd picks it at the second attempt and has a look up. Inside him is Warren Kavanagh. Kavanagh has cut a track up and down the line here all day on both sides in this match. Gets the ball into Eddie Doyle. Doyle looked like he was going to have a pop, does have a pop off the left foot in as far as Mark Doyle. Doyle twists and turns underneath this one. Danger here, shoves his man off with one hand, kicks it high and kicks it over the bar, and it's a level game again here. There's no separating the sides. It's 11 points apiece at 2.5 minutes gone in extra time. As the light starts to fade here, Aughrim, a kick out from Mark Jackson, finds his man, finds Johnny Keogh. He gets it inside to Pat Burke. Burke offloads it to Mikey English. English already having a bearing on this game after coming on late in normal time. Lovely little ball in from Chris Heaslip into Jason Kennedy, but just loses the grip on it at the wrong time. He gets it back though, does really well. He's swallowed up by a sea of red jerseys. Chris Heaslip gets the ball, swivels at the top of the D, kicks this one high, kicks it off the post and kicks it over the bar, and the game is really following the course it did. An open game of football, end-to-end stuff. Baltinglass lead again, 12 points to Baltinglass, 11 to Rathnew, and 3 minutes on the clock. Already 3 scores in this bout of extra time. Kieran Coffey goes off after a huge shift, it has to be said, in the middle of the field. James Stafford comes on. Numbers now dwindling for Rathnew, have been hit by injuries. They're recycling players at every opportunity. A long kick from Johnny Byrne down the field again. Jason Kennedy gets a fist and breaks the ball down as far as Tom Burke into Johnny Keogh. He offloads it out as far as Sean Doody. Doody back into Billy Cullen. Cullen raids forward. Chance for Baltinglass. Pops it out to Christopher Heaslip. He gives it out to John McGrath. McGrath fists the ball across the square. Oh, you'd have to think he should have kicked it over the bar. Poor decision probably by the Baltinglass men there, and Rathnew live to fight another day underneath this one. Get the ball and they get it out as far as Sam O'Dowd. O'Dowd gets the ball to James Stafford. Stafford out now from corner forward where he started, out to the middle of the field. Gets the ball into Eddie Doyle, but James Stafford pulls back. James Stafford pulls back the Rathnew or the Baltinglass man there, and much to the jeers of the Baltinglass crowd, I think they're making out that they're not getting the rub of the green here. Daniel Kelly goes short as far as Johnny Keogh. Keogh back into Daniel Kelly, pops the ball off and gets it in as far as Jason Kennedy. Kennedy loose looking hand pass, but to get away with that one again, Johnny Keogh goes all the way to the far side of the field. It's a 50-50 ball, but it's going to fall into the hands of Tommy Keogh. He done really well, the number 20 again, gets the ball, pops it back out as far as John McGrath. Familiar stance, familiar pose, but another wide from McGrath. It's not something you'd expect from John McGrath. It's not his trademark. It's another, I think that could be the 13th or 14th wide, is it, for Bot? 13th wide for Baltinglass in this game. Kick out is taken. He's inside the 45. It's not a mark for Theo Smith, but he wakes his way outside the 45, gets the ball to Eddie Doyle. Doyle is tackled by Johnny Keogh. Again, recycles the ball back into Jamie Snell. Snell finds Sam O'Dowd. As they look to line up the field, gets the ball in as far as Theo Smith. Smith finds Mark Doyle. Doyle at the top of the D's, blocked down though. Brilliant block down by a couple of Baltinglass backs there, got together, but it's a loose hand pass and only finds its way to James Stafford. Stafford finds a man inside, is Warren Kavanagh. He's out underneath the scoreboard here, chance of a score, gets the ball back to Gary Byrne. Dummies inside, gets it Eddie Doyle, sets himself. Doyle almost like a number 10 in rugby, kicks it high and kicks it to the right of the post and wide. The umpires had a good look at it, but it's gone to the right of the post and wide. He was almost Ronan O'Gara-esque the way he set himself there to kick that one, but it just didn't go to the right side of the post, and a kick from Mark Jackson goes long down the field on top of Mikey English. Ball breaks down. Looked like English may have been fouled, but play on to John Keenan. James Stafford with a huge hit on John McGrath. McGrath's on the ball. It's right underneath the dugout there. We can't see what's going on. JT Hayden has his say as well, and the ball is in the hands of Eddie Doyle, 65 yards out. Pops the ball back to Sam O'Dowd. O'Dowd charging forward with the ball here. Chance for Rathnew maybe to get back to parity. It's into Mark Doyle. Doyle twists, swivels, has a kick. It's going to drop short. It's Mark Jackson comes out, takes the ball and brings it with him, gets it to Kevin Murphy. Murphy is about 30 yards out from his own goal. Great foot pass into the chest of Pat Burke. This game is up and down the field. It's unbelievable. There's nearly 7 minutes gone in injury time. A huge high angled ball in, a fist on the inside. Danger. Chris Heaslip took a snapshot, should have probably kicked it over the bar again, and again a loose pass from Johnny Byrne. Tired minds and tired limbs out there all over the place. Ball is into the hands of Johnny Keogh. He gets it to John McGrath. Will he have another go? He will. It's high, it's hanging in the air, it's gone high and over the bar, and John McGrath registers a score after a couple of poor decisions by Baltinglass forwards. McGrath pushes Baltinglass 2 points to the good here, and like I said, there's a lot of tired bodies and limbs out there now at this stage. A kick out breaks in the middle of the field, breaks to the right side for Billy Cullen though. Cullen picks it up and gets it to Johnny Keogh. Keogh still full of energy, the number 11 at this stage, gets the ball into John McGrath, shields up his body, looks for the foul, doesn't get it. JT Hayden is all over his case, but JT Hayden was too much over his case, and it'll be a free in to Baltinglass here now, and Baltinglass just in the ascendancy for the last couple of minutes, and they're putting the scores on the board, and that's where it counts. It's been moved up. Somebody has had too much to say, and now it's being moved up. There's players down with cramp and all sorts of things here. They've clocked up the miles on both sides here. It's been a huge effort from both teams. It's been a fantastic game of football, and it's not over yet. We have about 2 minutes to go in this first half of extra time. It's Daniel Kelly sizes this one up, kicks it high and drops right underneath the crossbar. Danger. Tommy Keogh is in there. Keogh, the number 20, twists and turns with the ball, gets it out as far as Chris Heaslip. He pops it into Johnny Keogh. Loose hand pass. James Stafford is back minding the house. He's won his free. It's a free to Rathnew. He takes it quickly. He gets it to Eddie Doyle. Doyle pops a pass out to Warren Kavanagh. Kavanagh brings it with him just about on the run. Gets a low ball up in front of Owen Doyle. Hand in from David Gittins. Foot in from Pat Burke. Free to Rathnew. They weren't happy with that. Going to be moved up now as well. There's a little bit of petulance from both sides, but both sides teams are tired. They're trying to give their teammates chances to get back into position. It's fairly understandable. There's nothing much to it. Only the referee is policing it all anyway. So Warren Kavanagh gets the ball, gives it inside to Theo Smith. Rathnew, is there another kick in Rathnew? A 2-point lead against Rathnew. I'd nearly rather not have it sometimes. They're dangerous all the time. Ball is into Owen Doyle. Doyle dummies the solo, does really well. Pat Burke, on his case, he kicks this ball high. Dangerous one in. Sean Coffey gets his hand up. It's gone for a 45 according to the umpire at the far post. John Keenan is going in. It's a 45 anyway. He's just gone in. It'll be a kick. Who's going to take it for Rathnew? Owen Doyle is going to come out and take this one. 9.5 minutes on the clock. Baltinglass are 2 points to the good. If Rathnew can kick this, they're back within one. Game in the melting pot again. Looking to go short, was he? But there's a 45. I think you can clearly hear John Keenan saying you can't have a 45 in front of the goal. He was trying to steal a few yards. It'll have to be at one side of the post or the other. Doesn't look to me like he moved it that far either, if I'm honest, but he seems to be happy enough with it now. As I said, 13 points to 11. There's 10 minutes on the clock in this first half of extra time. The Rathnew man, Owen Doyle, seemed to get a good connection. It's hanging dangerously in there. Oh, it's well taken by Mikey English, and it's half time in extra time here. It's 2 points in it. It's 13 points to Baltinglass, 11 points to Rathnew. A titanic struggle here in Aughrim. Rathnew, don't forget that Breeze was in Baltinglass's back in that first half as well, so it's all to play for here still. Rathnew, second week in a row going to extra time as well. It'll take its toll. While it's great when you win, it does take its toll. As darkness falls here, yeah, we're getting into headlamp territory. So, again, I suppose we said they were getting at the last water break in normal time. We said they were having their last chat with him. Now they're having, and they've had 2 more since, and they're still going. So, it'll just be interesting to see how this one pans out. Now, can Baltinglass take the sting out of this Rathnew team? With the wind in the second half, they'll be going direct. Mark Doyle has caused problems since he went in on the square there too. There's a direct form of football now with tired limbs. You never know what can happen. And as I said, a 2-point lead against Rathnew. It's a very dangerous one. While it's nice to be 2 points up, you're never out of the woods. So the teams are coming back out. John Keenan looks to be ready. Last few words from Brian Heaslip in there. And here we go. If not, if it ends level at the end of this, we do have a penalty shootout as well, so we'll have real value. Kevin Murphy now marshal in the middle of the field for Baltinglass with Jason Kendi. Obviously, Baltinglass expecting the aerial bombardment because Mikey English has gone back on the square. Sean Coffey's back in at full forward. And here we are, we're ready to go again. Well, 10 minutes to decide who wins and who loses in this Group 2 game. Ball breaks in, it's a long ball in from Theo Smith straight away, huge kick. Mikey English gets a fist to a ball, breaks down, danger. Sean Coffey's inside, chance here, back to Mark Doyle. Doyle shoots, goal for Rathnew. A goal for Rathnew. The 2-point lead is a dangerous one, we just said, and the ball is buried in the back of the net for Rathnew. There's a player, Baltinglass player, no, Mark Jackson, is it being called out by John Keenan? And straight away from the kick-off, a long ball in from Theo Smith caused all sorts of trouble. Sean Coffey gave the ball. It's a yellow card for Mark Jackson. It's a 1-point lead now for the Rathnew men, 111 to 13 points. Anything could happen, we said, and anything has happened. It's only a minute on the clock. There's 9 to go in this second half of extra time. A 1 point lead. Rathnew with the wind in their backs now. Will they kick on? Can Baltinglass find something else? Stafford plucks the ball from the sky. Doesn't want his mark. Charges forward. Kicks it with the outside of the right boot, and it just goes to the right of the post and wide. And ball just drifting wide there off James Stafford. Got caught in the moment maybe a little bit. Was trying to put Baltinglass to the sword with that kick straight after the goal, but Mark Jackson will take this kick out. Jackson goes long down the field. Huge kick from Jackson down in on top of Sean Doody. Taken brilliantly by Doody. Kicks the ball direct in as far as Tommy Keogh. Keogh's out in front of his man. Oh, does really well. Turns his man. Chance here for Keogh. Has he options? He doesn't want them, does he? He kicks this one high and he kicks it over the bar. And Tommy Keogh, I think there's a new star has been found here today. A brilliant 2 points from play. Won a couple of frees. He's been very dangerous all along. We're level here in Aughrim again. Just a minute and 53 seconds. Johnny Byrne kicks this one high and kicks it down the field again. James Stafford's under it, just gets it at the second attempt. Brilliant play from Stafford. Long, dangerous looking ball in to the forward line there. It's taken on and kicked high. A high diagonal ball in top of Mark Doyle. Doyle causing problems as well. Flicks the ball back out here and it just pulls the trigger and it drifts to the left of the post and wide. Another wide, and the wides of all seem to be with the wind. They're finding both teams finding it very hard to judge the wind and seem to be a bit more of a hindrance. We're level again, 2.5 minutes gone in extra time. A chance for Mark Jackson to take his kick out here. Movement all around the field, but he just goes up for route one, and that is a huge kick against the wind. Sean Doody's underneath, ball breaks. Kevin Murphy picks up the pieces, does really well. He's a man inside him. If he sees him, he does now. Takes the free quick. It's Pat Burke in a little bit of space. Burke tries to take on Sam O'Dowd, comes back in on his left foot, gets the ball to John McGrath. McGrath steadies himself twice, has a little solo, has a look back out to Tommy Keogh, picks a little pass inside to his brother Johnny. Chance for Johnny, goes to ground. Is he fouled? No, play on to the referee. Numbers back there from Rathnew. They get huge numbers back on the ball, and as Luke Corcoran comes to the egg, gets the ball back to Johnny Byrne. Byrne pops the pass off to Jamie Snell, out to Theo Smith. No way come Rathnew again. Ronan Manley's on the ball. The number 5 tries to get up the field, gives the ball to Sam O'Dowd. O'Dowd breaks a tackle 65 yards out from his own goal, gets the ball to his captain Theo Smith. Smith has a look up, gets the ball to James Stafford, two of the elder statesmen on this team at this stage. Long ball down to Mark Doyle. Hand in from Keane Lee is not enough. Doyle gets the ball, huge physical presence in there, gets it across as far as James Stafford. Ball breaks off Stafford in as far as Sean Coffey. Kevin Murphy gets his foot to the ball. John Keenan says first one of those is a free out. And a free out. Kevin Murphy done well there. Some of those frees will be given again you for putting the foot in, but he got away with it and it's up the field. Mikey English gets the ball to Sean Doody. Doody has had a huge, he's pulled up with cramp though, unfortunately, by the looks of it. He's had a huge bearing on this game. He's been very good in all parts of the game, but he seems to be pulling up there with a bit of cramp now. He's in a bit of spot of bother. It's Pat Burke on the ball. Burke gives the ball to John McGrath. McGrath gives the ball back in as far as Billy Cullen. Cullen solos with the ball, has a look up, gets the ball into Doody. Doody seemed to have recovered enough, gets it back as far. He's now in trouble with cramp or hamstring or whatever it is. They need to get someone into him there. Billy Cullen still goes forward. Looks like he's fouled. He's not fouled, so the referee again. Ball is turned over by Rathnew and away they come with the ball and they win their free out. And the Baltinglass crowd underneath me are not happy with that one. It's 4 minutes 53 seconds on the clock here in front of me. It's level still. Sean Doody has to go off, says the physio. Jason Kennedy has gone off. Coming back on is Stephen Heaslip. Number 18 is in. Patrick Kirwan is in as well. So a little bit of a delay, a little bit of a chance to catch our breath. We're level again here in Aughrim. There's no separating these two. Or is there? JT Hayden on the ball. Swings a pass all the way across to Jamie Snell. Away come Rathnew, looking to forge another attack up the field. JT Hayden comes bursting out with that ball. Solos looks up. Solos again pops a little pass down the line. Patrick Error does really well getting, but again it's brilliantly won by Rathnew. Deliver the ball straight in. Billy Cullen sweeps things up there at the back, gets it to Patrick Irwin. He gives it to Keane Lee. Away come Baltinglass now. No one knows what way this is going to finish, but Baltinglass look to be tearing up the field. A brilliant ball out to the wing out as far as Carl Furlong. Furlong, a real speed, so gets the ball into Tommy Keogh. Just didn't take it at the first attempt. Pops the ball back as far as Stephen Heaslip. Through the hands there. Back to Keogh. Keogh looked to be sitting back a bit when he kicked down and breaks in as far as John McGrath. McGrath gets a hand to it. Christopher Heaslip is in there. Rathnew have numbers back there. Rathnew win a free. Conor O'Dowd wins a free out. And Jamie Snell takes it, gives the ball back to Johnny Byrne, and away we go again. Rathnew build from the back, get the ball as far as Eddie Doyle. Doyle in a little bit of space now, 45 yards out from his own goal. Finds Sam O'Dowd. O'Dowd twists and gives the ball back to Eddie Doyle. Doyle out as far as Gary Byrne. Byrne looks up, has the wherewithal to go back with the ball. The option wasn't on up the field, and now it looks like both teams are just trying to play out. I don't know if anyone wants penalties, but of 3 minutes of this, there'll have to be another couple of chances on either side. Maybe there will with Sam O'Dowd now as he drives forward. Poor kick though by O'Dowd, and it's picked off by that man Billy Cullen. He's come more into the game and gets the ball to Patrick Kerwin. Up the field go Baltinglass. Again there's not much movement, not many options, and again a loose pass. Brawl breaks down. Rathnew have the chance as they go forward, get the ball into Sean Coffey. Coffey has a look, has a kick, but it's gone to the left and wide, and there's a lot of tiredness and a lot of poor decisions being made, but you can't blame them. They've given everything. They're into their nearly heading for 80 minutes of real intense championship football here. Mark Jackson sets the ball up. So both sides feeling the heat, feeling the pressure of championship football. Are we to be faced with the dreaded penalty shootout? Oh, we might not be. It's a mistake at the back here. Chance for Rathnew. Ball popped inside. Mark Doyle palms the ball to the net, and Rathnew are 3 points up. It's 2-11 to 14 points. Another sucker punch for Baltinglass. It was from their own making. They've copped up possession off a short kick out. Ball is in the back of the net. And Rathnew with goals when it mattered once again has 2-11 to 14 points. Again Jackson goes short, gets the ball to Mikey English. Oh, great pass into Johnny Keogh. Keogh now is in space. He tries to twist the outside of the boot, but he only finds JT Hayden. Hayden goes to ground under the challenge of John McGrath. And it's just nearly 9 minutes gone in the second half of extra time. Rathnew in control again. Looked like Baltinglass had extra time all sewn up. 2 goals from the Rathnew men now have almost put a nail in the coffin here, but it's not yet. A loose pass has put Rathnew under pressure of their own. Ronan Manley comes out with the ball, gets the ball out as far as Conor O'Dowd. O'Dowd comes forward with this one. Solos has a look. Again sizes up his options, pops a pass into Eddie Doyle. Doyle is tackled there by Kevin Murphy. Does well to break the tackle, holds possession, kicks the ball high. It's up into the air. James Stafford is underneath, taken though brilliantly there by taken by Stafford. A huge catch and a free in by Stafford. Brilliant take by the big man, and a chance to put the all important 4th point between the teams here. A hectic extra time. It doesn't look like penalties now, but I'm touching wood because I dare to say it. Ball is kicked high and is kicked over the bar, and it's a 4-point game. 2-12 to Rathnew, 14 points to Baltinglass, and it's probably what Rathnew would have deserved from normal time. I don't think Baltinglass were probably happy enough to get away with a draw in normal time. Kick out, it's all over. Rathnew have done it. A goal and a point late in this one. A goal and a point late in this one have put Rathnew through in the winner's side. They join St. Pat's in the quarter final proper, and for Baltinglass they'll have to go through the what's now called the losers group. They'll have to be put in the hat on Sunday evening to see who they face to try and navigate their way back to where they want to be. So what a wonderful day's football here too. Great games. As I said, the first one 9 points late. Pat's eking out a win against Arklow Gers. And in the second one, all the way to extra time, Rathnew with 2 sucker punches of goals in the second half of extra time, and they're through after beating Baltinglass 12 to 14 points after it ended 10 points all in normal time. Thank you very much for anyone who tuned in and listened to us. It's been a long afternoon. I hope you enjoyed it. We certainly did. And we'll be back again to you soon with more broadcasting. Thanks a million.